Yeah, he's trying to go for a hatchery block on the natural, I feel.
Or...
Oh, what? Excuse me? Scusi? Scusi, Reyna? Scusi?
Scusi.
Scusi. What is this? A hatchery in the main of Nice. It looks like he's actually just gonna. He's getting close to letting that finish. He's gonna let it finish. So, I mean, he will have a queen production. He will have lings in production. I don't think he's making a drone from this hatchery. So not like he's gonna get spines or anything. But I guess he'll have broodlings. Bit of a weird start.
Yeah, a bit of a weird start, but don't forget that Reyna didn't take any gases at home, and he is expanding right now. So in a way, you can almost say that this is just a response. It's like, you know what? If Protoss players want to be super annoying, grab one of their first probes, send it to the other side of the map, and block me, I'm gonna make sure that I'm delaying their expand. Like, no Protoss is really willing to take the risk of expanding immediately while there is a hatchery going up in their main base. And you know, I'm applying some blind logic right now. You don't need to win the game here, but even getting a creep tumor down would be so big because obviously it's going to take forever. I'm starting to love this main art. This is absolutely brilliant. Yeah. As long as he doesn't take too much damage from the adepts at home. And can he get the creep tumor up? I think he can. The adepts are going to try to prevent it. Oh my goodness.
Oh, they got the creep tumor. Yeah. All right, well, the creep tumor does get denied for now, but that's a queen, which is very, very tanky against these adepts. So she might have that 25 energy in a second here for another one. And hatchery is getting low. And Reyna also snuck a spine crawler that was one shot from dying.
Maynard. Reyna, Nice is really misreading this. He is super overreacting.
And he's supply blocks.
Yeah, but he doesn't need those 2 extra batteries in the main. Like, sure, that spine is dangerous. There are a couple of slow zerglings everywhere. But I really don't think he needs those extra batteries. What he needs to do is start thinking of how to take his natural. Oh, man, this is actually getting really bad for Nice. Raynor is droning up at home, and he's already 4 workers ahead.
Yeah, and there is no nexus here for Nice. Like, he's not been able to take that naturally. He looks like he's maybe about to, but he has to get rid of this Zerg infestation inside of his main base first. This spine crawler is so annoying. It's so good against the depths.
Yeah, you don't, and obviously the adepts don't have that much range, right? The Stalker has an easier time. Reyna's gonna try to grab one of these adepts, and he will. No. Oh my goodness, Reyna is just like having way too much fun with this. This should be illegal, Maynard.
It should be illegal. I looked over the player cam just to see if Reyna was like smiling and he had like a cigar hanging out of his mouth and you know, a glass of Cristal, but unfortunately he seems pretty focused right now. None of what I assumed was happening.
Oh my god, he squeezed out another drone and he's even building a second spine. Like,
get out of here.
Raynor is not trying to win the game with this opening. What Raynor is trying to do is just make sure that this goes on forever. While he is obviously recovering at home. During all of this, Raynor did take his gas. He's got speedlings right now. Somehow even manages to clear one of the gateways. Now, when it's all settled and done, Maynard, Nice is at 23 probes. Raynor is at 39 drones. That is an insane lead. And Raynor is going up to 3 bases, while Nice, his natural has only just started. I mean, this is massive.
Yeah, this map is all Raynor at the moment. Catches these 2 adepts out in the map there with those speedlings. There's not really any room. Like the map is dark and full of Zerg right now. There's no presence of Protoss out there. He doesn't have any way to threaten the Zerg or slow down the Zerg.
Imagine if Nice would have been building double Void right now. He's not. We know he's not. So this attack is probably going to be more than fine. But imagine if there are still those batteries and then it's double Void Ray. I feel that Raynor would give Nice like the tiniest of tiny chances in this game. At this point, it's just a couple of very simple gateway units and a few Phoenixes against a lot of Zerglings and Roaches. And Maynard, this fight ain't even fair.
Nah, I mean, one of the things you can really ruin in a double Stargate Phoenix composition is, you know, Roddy, is just a lot of lings. GG!
Oh, no.
Oh, and he's going to do offensive hatchery? Oh, that makes
okay,
this
so this is going to be like these 1 in 1,000 games.
Yeah.
Well, it will be 1 in 1,000, but I think the hatch was just canceled. Now, I think Rogue thinks this is a fake.
Yeah, now he scouts the forge, so it might be time to come down. Look at him not react.
Yeah.
He's just like, nah, bro, it's fine, dude.
Now, that means he has another alternative response to this. By the way, he does see that coming in there. Hatchery. He needs to get that down now, or he won't be able to make it.
Okay, so hold on. Like,
so what does Rogue know that we don't? Because Rogue is completely, like, not reacting to this.
Well, SOS is his teammate, right? So I'm sure he knows a hell of a lot about cannon rushes.
Yeah.
But this looks like this is the least effort put into a cannon rush in the history of Earth.
Yeah.
It's and the least effort to stop it in the history of Earth. Like, I don't even like either this is completely next level, or Parting and Print F right now are getting migraines watching it. Like,
so the hatch goes down at the 3rd. I think the general rule is you can't just cannon rush every hatch. There's diminishing returns.
Yeah.
The Zerg loses less money just canceling and moving, and you're actually investing. Okay, I don't know, guys. I'll shut up.
Well, once there gets to be cannons at every expansion, then you can't expand anymore.
You're going to have to muzzle me in this cast, Artosis. There's nothing I'm saying of value here.
This is such a strange game.
So he's going to cannon rush the hatchery in his main.
Makes it, yeah, like...
Is this where they both mask off Mission Impossible style and it's 2 SOSs in the game? We're like, oh.
I feel like it's a couple broken robots. Like, I'm not sure what...
Yeah, these seem like bad AIs.
Thing is, I guess that Rogue is fine. So here's my kind of take on it, right?
I feel like he has to be fine or he wouldn't be doing this.
Well, because of the shape of the main, your creep goes to the edge, so they can't really get cannons on high ground against you. So I guess he's like, okay, well... I'll just play this completely normal from here.
Okay.
All right, the Adept gonna chase down these Lings.
The hatch is denied. There are Lings being made here. Are there cannons actually next to the Nexus? I don't think there's even a pylon there, but
I'm surprised he didn't pull probes to make sure that that hatch didn't get up.
That's what I was wondering as well, is why wouldn't you just absolutely confirm that this doesn't finish, because then you win the game?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure, Tasteless.
Okay, so the Queen's alive.
That's hilarious, too.
Now, that's going to be the only Queen of the main, but I think you could swarm that. What am I seeing?
You're seeing one of the stranger games.
So nothing else can be made. The larvae are shot down. The Queen dies.
The fact that he has a creep term in the main is so hilarious as well.
Is there any follow-up with the creep being available there?
No, I don't think so. But maybe he just dies now to Lings?
I don't know.
Like, he just has to make more cannons in his main. The Adept is here, so he sees that there's no Roachhorn or anything.
So this will be a record number of question marks in a cast by us ever.
What a bizarre game this has been. I think Rogue's complete non-reaction maybe confuse Zest a little bit here.
But I think the probes just kill the Lings. There's enough probes. It's not like he's short on probes for one base. He's actually,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
He's fine.
That's a good point. But all his stuff is like unpowered everywhere. Rogue actually does have a base up.
Finally.
Look at this. He's got to make a gate. He can't even... I almost feel like I would bring probes down to fight those Lings and try to get a pylon up. I would not want to lose those buildings, but look, now more Lings come in, so that would have been bad. Oh my god.
So we're going to have some kind of tech here. I agree with the idea of the Oracle, but I don't think you can get that up because there's still Lings streamlining here. Basically, the natural expansion for Protoss is a ghost town. There's cannon tech available here, but there's not any way to get... he doesn't have any cannons actually over the Nexus, so he can't actually protect himself. So the Lings, I actually think Rogue wins this.
Yeah, totally. Zest is in a terrible spot here. GG.
In the middle. And, like, this is intended to stop this game immediately with a rush.
Yeah, that hatchery block right there really makes it difficult to make any sort of wall that's going to end up holding this off.
And so Lings are just coming immediately here. And, you know, so much of surviving early on, and we don't talk about this that often because it doesn't become a factor, but we can talk about it now because it is that you have to have the wall up or you could get surrounded by Lings.
Yeah.
You know, and so the idea is, you know, it's not exactly efficient to have a hatchery here, but Protoss can't make the wall in they need to make. And so while this is here, the Lings can come attack the gate on the outside as we see the probes and zealots shimmied over here to the side. Now, this will go one way or the other pretty quickly here. Either Protoss dies immediately or Protoss holds and there's just not a real viable mid to late game here for the Zerg.
Now look at this. He is actually going to go ahead and run some of these Lings by right now. A shield battery coming up, very importantly. 2 Zealots out.
I feel like Creator might be okay here.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, well, that's huge. He traps the one Zealot, and it doesn't get to a... Oh, the battery's not even done. What am I saying?
That is a big pickoff. We'll see if Creator can actually, after this Zealot, perhaps... God, he's making spines tasteless.
Okay, one Adept is coming, and now it's out. The Lings just run right up into the main. And really, the whole idea is you're trying to tip the Protoss off balance. They're going to get weak somewhere, whether that be the main or over here at the natural, where really all the infrastructure actually is. A Queen is about to come out here as well. This rush is extremely devastating. Curious, I want to say Creator having to juggle on all sides here to try to defend.
And I mean, with these spines finishing up, Tasteless, I think that we are getting towards the end here. I wonder if...
Yeah, no gates.
Oh, God. This is so rough. With the Queen out now as well, he's going to push up to the ramp.
Really good.
Throw down a creep tumor, and I mean, this is not going to end.
Yeah, well, the fact that the hatchery finished, I think, was really what was the most devastating part of this rush, because then you have the Queen coming, you get the spines you can make. And... I mean, Creator's hanging on here. The problem is that, I mean, that is such a blow to lose, you know, the gate, the core, and the pylon at the nat, that I think this is just a very easy push to get up here. And you can make batteries all day to try to do this, but the momentum Zerg has here should just be too much.
Yeah, he overcharges and fights outside of its range, unfortunately. Not a lot of options left here. He does get a surround on the Queen, which is kind of nice. But his probe count has dropped significantly, 13 against 10 workers right now, and up comes the creep or the spine crawler here.
You almost called it a creep crawler, which is not a bad name for it either. So, I mean, yeah, this is pretty much done. Something tells me this one Adept can't beat all this, and you know, I think that we see Solar here going for a rush. You know, Creator is known to tilt easily, and I think this is kind of by design here from Solar to kind of sweep the rug out from under him in game 1 and probably be well positioned mentality-wise going into game 2.
Yeah, his mental might get exploded here. Who knows?
His mentality might be exploded, Artosis.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be it, though. GG is called.
But 2 drones is absolutely not kosher. And there's that Proxy Hatch.
Yeah, I love it, because now, this is actually working out so well for Bly, because now Neeb is like, okay, I'm preventing him from blocking my hatchery, or, you know, morphing into a hatchery, and he can't block my expand yet. Neeb, don't build a pylon here. This is really not what you want. I love this by Bly. I love how he's setting up that drone. He's like,
it's for spine crawlers, just like...
He's like, yeah, I really want to expand. And Neeb is like, yeah, at least you're not expanding in your natural, right? Now Neeb is just going to be Stalkers for a long time. I would go for some more shield batteries, by the way. I don't know. Yes, there you go. There you go, Neeb.
All right, yeah. This is starting to look like a defense here for Neeb. It's starting to get a little bit safer. The more fuel batteries you can get up, double gateway production is pretty solid. Obviously, a robo would be amazing right now as well, but shield batteries and having gateway units up is certainly way more important at this point.
I think Bly messed up his build a tiny bit. He mined way too much gas. We can see that Zergling speed is on the way, but he was probably distracted, you know,
yeah,
trying
60
to mine.
gas still in the bank.
Yep.
So he's not mining anymore.
Okay, well, here come these spines. They're going to be pretty far forward. Stalkers, it's very important don't let your Stalkers get surrounded. This is really good for Neeb, of course. He's getting a lot of free damage over here so far.
Now transfusions come down that spine crawler, but obviously this Queen is fresh. She doesn't have too much energy. Neeb pulling back a little bit here. Shield batteries at the front line do go down. Spine crawlers are in range of these gateways.
He shot at the rocks there. I mean, not a game-ending mistake with one Stalker. He's going to get trapped. The second Stalker gets trapped. And now things get very dicey because he's perhaps in danger of losing one of these gateways as well.
Losing one of his gateways is pretty horrific here for Neeb. He stopped producing off of it, builds a second gateway back here, or a third one to replace that one. That's going to go down, or at least he thinks it possibly could here. Yeah, it's going to go down. These spine crawlers use Lings too much. Bly being patient with the Lings as well.
You know what I'm very worried about as well, Maynard? That he doesn't have Warp Gate. Perhaps he thought it was never going to finish up. But it basically means that now all that Neeb has is 1 stock production at a time. He is getting 2 additional gateways in the back. But this is going to get weird, because I think eventually Neeb is going to break down this wall, and he's going to have a lot of Zerglings. And yes, Stalkers are good with batteries, but if they get surrounded, he's in trouble.
They have a little bit of surface area on the Stalker at the front, but 5 Stalkers are shooting. They're out of range of some of these shield batteries, though. That one at the front line is getting healed, and that's the most important one for sure. And Bly's doing damage to this pylon here. Neeb is going to start getting things depowered as he loses that second one up here to the north.
You could say that at least it's good here for Neeb that he really didn't lose anything other than that pylon, and a lot of Zerglings did go down. But Zerglings are very cheap. There will be more where that was coming from. And Neeb is definitely not out of the woods just yet. But I must say, pretty damn impressive defense up to this point.
Yeah, so far this is about as solid as you could possibly ask for. Some hurt spine crawlers here that Neeb would love to just shoot down. One of these stalkers starts to work on it here. The Lings are getting some surrounds though. Bit of surface area for those Lings to get in a little bit deeper. Bly is starting to eat through a lot of that shield battery energy as well. Neeb's shield battery energy getting very low here.
Couldn't he go into the main base now with a couple of Zerglings?
He's starting to lose his Zerglings. He's not going to have too many left in a second.
I feel like maybe running into the main there would have been pretty nice, because that would expose the Stalkers as well, right?
Oh, the Stalkers have got a little bit of surface area to get forward and try and take down that spine crawler. They nearly do, but not quite. No more transfusion energy, at least at this point, for Bly.
You know what's big, by the way? Neeb still has a probe in the natural of Bly, so he also knows that Bly has not taken his natural. So Neeb knows there is no such thing as overreacting to this, because he knows that Bly is still very, very committed. This is so nerve-wracking to play, though, for Neeb, because if these Stalkers get surrounded, if they go down, then it's pretty much curtains. He wants to apply pressure, but at the same time, he has to keep the probe safe as well. He is, once again, a little bit ahead economically, but it's only by a couple of probes, and once again there's not a strong transition, right? There's not a strong follow-up. The Lings are going to surround. One Stalker takes a lot of damage.
Oh, and still survives. Wow, it's a survivor. That Stalker's seen some things.
It's a lot of Zerglings at this point though, Maynard.
Yeah, and they keep on coming. He's still holding that Z button. The probes once again evacuating this area. Neeb once again might have to force field the rev. There he goes, just in time. Sentry from the high ground there. And once again, he's going for that spine crawler, but there are Queens with more transfusion energy here. Neeb surrounded one more time. He loses a sentry, loses another sentry there at the front. The Stalker's getting surrounded. Shield battery energy, not really a thing anymore here for Neeb.
Sentry got surrounded as well. One Zealot did really put in a lot of work. Look how deep that spine is going. Look at the energy, by the way, in the Queens. He could transfuse that spine crawler for a little while. Once again, more probes are falling in the main base. There is one Zealot keeping it safe. What a game. A typical Bly game. Wouldn't want it any other way.
Oh man, this is so nerve-wracking. It looks like Bly might be making some pretty sick headway here. Last couple Stalkers going down. There's one still left. This is a nice little Sim City from Neeb though with that Stalker there, with that Zealot body blocking that Stalker, but there's still so many Zerg units.
Yep, one was Stalker a little bit exposed there on the south side, but I feel at this point you can actually start working on shield batteries because there isn't that much DPS here. And I mean, Lings are once again streaming into the main base. I think there is still that one Zealot. No, that Zealot went down. It's just probes at this point, and yes, Neeb is still up 5 workers, but Maynard, I really feel like he's in trouble. He is getting Warp Gate, and it's halfway done. I mean, it's actually super close, but I still kind of like it for Bly. I feel like there is potential with these fast Zerglings, and look at the energy on these Queens, okay?
Yeah, lots of transfusions on these Queens here. Gets one of those shield batteries from Neeb, knocking him down to 4 here in that natural. Spinecrawler's still alive in the back of all this.
What a game.
What a game. Can't say this isn't entertaining stuff. Oh, this Link's hitting another probe there. Nice pick off.
And there go
shield
all your
surrounded.
batteries, yeah. And now it's going to get very dicey. Yes, there's a couple of Zealots here, but that spine is almost never going to fall with this much energy on these Queens. There's another spine in the back, by the way, and Neeb knows that he cannot afford to lose his Nexus, because if he loses his Nexus with all the creep that's here, he's never going to be able to retake it.
Absolutely not. Robo is, I think, maybe in the main base, never got one?
No, he was thinking about it, but he cancelled it, went for another gateway.
Fair enough. That means no detection, can't get rid of this creep. So he needs to hold right here, and he cannot lose this Nexus. Losing that pylon is devastating. Can't warp in down here either. So I think this is going to go down, Roddy. And that's terrible for Neeb.
Yeah, that's really, really bad. Now he is getting a robotics facility, so maybe eventually you could say he could push back the creep. Now, I'm not sure if Bly can ever really run into the main. You know, Bly, I know it's been 10 minutes, but I think it's time for a hatchery on the other side of the map. And he agrees with us. There we go. Bly works, man. The casual 10-minute, 20-second natural. It's a timing, guys.
It is. That creep tumor is smack bang when Neeb needs that natural Nexus. Didn't even get to see Warp Gate on that bad boy right there.
Well, I mean, I must say, though, Bly did such a good job in the beginning of the game of selling it, right, with the 2 drones. I love the commitment. I love how he hurts his own economy just by selling his strat so much better. It's like, hey, I just want to take your natural again, like I did in the previous game or in game 1. And Neeb is like, oh, no, that's not going to happen. I'm blocking it. And then actually, for such a long time, this Proxy Hatch was hidden. I mean, Neeb did whatever he could. He got all the batteries, and he still has an army. And I've seen weirder things. I mean, don't forget that the main base of Bly is starting to run a little bit dry. So I don't want to say that Neeb is 100% down and out, because he technically has a bigger army. But he's going to have to take care of all these spines, of these Queens. It's going to be very, very difficult, Maynard.
I was going to say, that's my next question is, Roddy, is this game over?
It's hard. I don't want to say it's 100% over, especially not because this is Neeb against Bly, and I think there's some room for miracles, but I don't know if this is enough firepower in your Protoss army. One Stalker goes down immediately, and I like to think that these Queens should be able to keep these Spines alive, but the lane count is actually dwindling very quickly.
Certainly is. Those Zealots put in work. The Immortal is still alive. Queen's going to take it out there in the end. The Immortal put in a bit of damage there for Neeb, but his army is a little flimsy now.
That army, that Immortal was the MVP though, because the Immortal could have really helped. Immortals, of course, do massive damage against Spine Crawlers. These Gateway units, yeah, a little bit less, man. That's a little bit more underwhelming. More sentries coming in, but they don't have the DPS either. That Immortal was super important.
Bly also just made a ton of lings, by the way. This hatchery he just put up there, I think it's just for mining from the main base, from his oversaturation in the main, and it's just a ling production facility.
You know, you can obviously say that maybe Neeb can make some magic happen with a War Prism on the other side of the map, but Neeb is also forced to keep some units at home, because if he puts everything in the Prism or just tries to unload everything on the left side of his main, then he has nothing to keep his probes safe. Neeb is actually mining more because I guess Bly's main base was running out quite a bit quicker because Neeb has been losing a lot of probes in the main.
Oh, I guess so.
Just sentries, maybe? Maybe you just do the sentries? I don't think you want to do everything, though.
Yeah, I agree with you, though. Like, you can't leave your main because maybe leave the sentry so you can force field for a while, but
I think
Bly sees this ramp empty.
Is Neeb just going to try to attack this, or is he going to run to the other side of the map? Full on base trade? Okay,
loading up the probes. Yeah, okay, all right.
So he's going to try to win the game with his army and his probes on the other side of the map?
Okay. The probes going to get caught by these lings. Bly sees this prison.
So that means -6 probes almost immediately.
Yeah, 8 probes are going to survive for now in that prison.
So many Zerglings, by the way, on the side of Bly. Bly is still making lings. How many lings have gone down in this game? This is a one-base game, okay? 182 Zerglings. And he's still got like 40 or 50 of them as well. He's basically made nothing but Zerglings of an entire base, almost mined out.
Bly has evacuated drones, by the way. He doesn't have enough for another hatchery, but he does have enough to make extractors. Neeb has enough to make nothing.
Maybe he queued up a building somewhere?
Recall, he's bringing stuff back, okay.
Can he trap something? Can he trap it in the main base? Let's take a look at the main base. Okay.
Oh, the Queen's caught. Queen's caught in here. Not many lings left to keep them alive either.
Okay, that's a play. That is definitely a play. These Queens should be able to go down. Get Zealots alive there, Neeb, and that's exactly what Neeb does. A couple of drones have gone down to the other side of the map. What did Neeb do? He sent one Ramble Zealot, and this one Ramble Zealot has taken out 6 drones.
If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me.
Okay, this game is sick, Maynard.
This is crazy. The Lings getting in the main base, they're going to finally deal with that Zealot, which has nice surface area, by the way, so it's going to trade nicely against these Lings until it goes down.
8 against 10 workers.
Oh my god.
And Neeb took out that hatchery, by the way.
Yeah, so LeBly's back to 1 base.
Well, is that even 1 base? He's back to... so I'm going to do the math real quick for you guys.
Quick maths.
680 plus 50 is 730 minerals.
Less than 1,000 minerals in total in this main base. 730
minerals left.
Okay. Well, this game got weird. I mean, it started weird at kind of in the middle it was weird, and I think it might end weird as well. These Stalkers in the main base just trying to pick up Overlords, I guess, or whatever they can. The Prism actually makes things very complicated for Bly here. He can't deal with it.
Especially because most of the Queens went down. There's only a single Queen at this point. Neeb, are you really clawing your way back into this game? I was kind of starting to believe in a Neeb victory here. What a sick play, even keeping a couple of his probes alive in that War Prism, and Bly losing his natural. Yeah, like he's mining up 2 mineral patches, that's all he's got. And what do you even make of your Bly right now? And how do you have it stop this harass?
Long distance mining from Neeb's natural to his Proxy Hatchery. This is the world that we live in right now.
Yes, with 2 drones.
He is technically mining.
Yes, he's making more drones.
Yeah, well.
Okay, like the spines. Wait, does Neeb have enough money left in his main to make a Dark Shrine? Man, that Dark Shrine is halfway done. And if this Dark Shrine finishes up before a single Spore is done, I mean, then maybe Bly could force out a draw. Let's say if he squeezes a Spore somewhere in the corner of a creep and then he runs the Spore to his 5 Spine Crawlers.
All the Stalkers going to the main base because the Queen just walked across the map. Ling's coming home now.
There's going to be a Dark Templar wipe.
And there's no Spores, no detection at all. So this actually probably will win the game for Neeb.
I think what Bly will do is immediately build a Spore Crawler here next to his 5 Spines.
Yeah, that's smart.
That's probably his play. Yeah. That's his only play, right?
Which means that Neeb needs to use these DTs to cut through those spines immediately.
Maybe Neeb should warp in the first Dark Templar on his side of the map, and then the second one in here where the Stalkers are. 2 Dark Templars have been warped in. Are they both on Neeb's side of the map? Yes, they are.
They're going to go for the spines. Straight for the spines here.
God, the
Down they go. And Bly, what does he do? He needs that Spore immediately. He's going to go for the transfusions. A little bit of a slow response here from Bly. There's that Spore Crawler.
Where is it? It's too obvious. No, the Dark Templars are going to find this. The Dark Templars are going to see it. He needs one on the absolute corner of his creep. Obviously, Neeb does not see what we see. Where is he building these other spores? Okay, one is right next to the Spine Crawlers. I mean, this is absolute madness.
There it is.
Neeb's going to find him.
He's got him. The DT's getting on top of these spores. Bly desperately needs to kill these Dark Templar, and easy spores to finish. Goes to surround the Spore Crawler to keep it alive as well.
Yep.
So they will live. At least two of them will.
Hey, but what if Neeb just saves his Dark Templars and then moors them into Archons? Isn't that a play?
That's actually quite good, because nothing here is very good against Archons.
Nope. I mean, I think Neeb is going to play this very safe. He can obviously recall again, guys. Don't forget that he could recall, and that's exactly what he does. Oh my goodness, Neeb with some 384 IQ plays in this game.
384?
Unbelievable, man.
As a rookie numbers in this bracket.
I cannot believe that Neeb is doing this. I'm so happy I said this game wasn't over, and I'm like, you know, wow.
And now it's Archon time. And Archons are a problem for Bly, to say the least.
And there's still a Prism, right?
Yep.
I mean, Prism and Archons. I mean, this might take a while, but the writing is on the wall.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys wonder, can Neeb mess this up? Yes, if he loses the Warp Prism,
got him!
Well, it gets out.
How did it, what?
Still looked really cool.
How did it have space in there to get out? Blizzard!
So obviously if Neeb would lose the Prism, that'd be really bad, because then you could say that this could become a draw, but normally these Proto Shields should always win it. But there is Queen Transfuse as well.
I think Prism Juggle ends this game, man, with those Archons. Like, this is just not something that Bly's equipped to handle. He has Queens, obviously, he has Spores, but Neeb just needs to avoid the Spore Crawlers with his Prism, and he's golden. Like, eventually he's going to have the units to break through here. Both players are out of mining, basically. Like, they're not mining.
Imagine if somebody
Neeb
would
is just
ask
getting
you,
gas.
hey, can you tell me what happened in Neeb vs. Bly Game 3? It's
Like, sit down.
Where did
put your feet up.
It's like, yeah, I can. I wrote a novel about it, actually. It's 244 pages, and it reads really well.
Yeah. Well,
mining gas, by the way, no minerals.
Yeah, I guess he can make a couple centuries.
The thing is, though, can Neeb out DPS the ability of these queens to keep these buildings alive? And I would say the answer normally is yes. Because Neeb can technically, he drops a couple force fields, gets a couple units, and every unit that you pick up right now is a unit that will never come back. Bly's got nothing. It's Queen Energy against Proto Shields, but Proto Shields should win that. Don't lose your Prism! Oh my god, okay.
Oh god.
I almost had a heart attack, because then I think it could very well be a draw.
This is terrible for my heart.
I mean, Neeb's army is so big, though. Can Neeb just run? Maybe Neeb should just... he can hallucinate a whole bunch of stuff, by the way. I mean, he has their Spore Crawlers, but still. Could be a little bit tanky. Maybe Neeb should just unload everything on the left side, instead of going down this silly ramp. Oh, don't lose
I actually would like him to try and go for a flank. Yeah, try and hit from a couple sides.
I would just actually just hit it everything from the left side. There's a pretty big surface area there. I mean, going down this ramp is a bit tricky and painful. You got to be so careful with the Warp Prism. But Neeb is doing all right. This is all about can my Protoss units out DPS the health energy. Oh, force fields on the Queens.
It's going fishing. Hook, line, and sinker. Two of those Queens gone in the bucket. And these drones are in trouble as well, and that's it. Neeb coming back in an insane game 3. Gets himself a 2-1 victory there in Group Stage 3.